Have you binge-watched Making a Murderer? Buried your nose in books like Helter Skelter? Listened to Serial during your commute? Lots of us have. People have a fascination with true crime stories, which begs the question, why are we so drawn to stories of horrible tragedies that could befall onto any one of us? Let's dive into some of the psychology behind it. The first reason, it's research for those watching. According to a study published in 2010, women are bigger fans of true crime than men. One theory for why that is. Even though men are statistically more likely to be the victims of violent crimes than women may feel more vulnerable to attack, and therefore more inclined to gather intel about how to survive a true crime scenario were it to occur. Here's Krista Jordan, a clinical psychologist based in Austin, Texas, to help explain.
All human beings are interested in predicting. That's sort of one of the main functions of the human brain, is to be predictive. And that's obviously evolutionarily beneficial to us if we can predict what's going to happen in the future. True crime allows us to kind of play out various scenarios in our head, the what ifs, and allows us to then, based on the sort of scenario that we're imagining or we're hearing about, to come up with alternative strategies that might give us a better result in the end compared to what the victim endured. Even though crime statistics don't support it, I think women's perception, just living in that smaller, more vulnerable body day in and day out, is that they have to be on guard and prepared.
Reason number 2. Experts say watching true crime can be oddly comforting, a way of reassuring yourself that such a terrible fate could never befall you. Clinical psychologist Margot Levin has this to say about it. You separate yourself from the victim. Like, I would never be naive enough to marry a man who's been living a double life as a serial killer. Unfortunately, that thinking is also part of how we get to blaming the victim. The just world theory can add a bit of context here. It's the idea that people have an innate need to view the world as a safe and orderly place where bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people. Third, some true crime stories make it harder than others to convincingly distance yourself from the victim. Maybe you hear about a college student who was abducted during a midday run, for instance, and having been on a million of those runs yourself, think it could have easily been you. There's this feeling of having cheated death in some way. That could be because as humans, we're uniquely aware of the fact that we ultimately can't cheat death. By consuming a true crime story where you're not the victim but could have been, were luck not on your side, you can feel like you dodged a bullet. On some level, symbolically, it's like you found a loophole. The fourth reason. Human beings are naturally curious about other human beings, even if those other human beings aren't sordid criminals. But if they are, well, then we're really curious.
Our brain seeks novelty, and so the more unusual something is, generally the more a human being is going to be curious about it. To hear about someone dying of a heart attack might not hold your interest as much as to hear about someone being killed by a serial killer, because the second instance is more unusual than the first, and the human brain loves novelty, so it kind of perks up and goes, oh, that's something different, I need to learn about that, So there's a novelty element to it. I think that these acts are unusual, and these people, psychopaths, predators, serial killers, are also unusual. And so I think there's an aspect of novelty that drives it. I also think, and this is sort of the darker side of humanity, there's a part of us that likes to feel some attraction to people in positions of power, even if what they're doing with their power is kind of terrible. So I think that can be some of the reason why women want to become pen pals with a serial killer, is this idea, Freud called it identification with the aggressor. That you're somehow going to get protection by worshiping this person who has all of this power.
Reason number 5. If you find true crime appealing, it could be in part because it gives you an outlet for your own negative emotions.
There's a Freudian concept called sublimation, where we just, as human beings, we have naturally an aggressive drive. It's part of our animal heritage, just like your dog has an aggressive drive. And of course, as humans, we have to be careful what we do with that because we're trying to live in society. So we look for opportunities to get an outlet for this aggressive drive. We watch professional sports, or we read books about serial killers, or we watch violent movies, because it allows us to tap into those aggressive aspects of ourselves without actually having to engage in those activities.
The 6th reason. You often go into a true crime story knowing who did it and whether the person was apprehended. But in some cases, you're left wanting answers. Was the right man convicted? The quest for those answers is often part of the genre's appeal.
Humans are just natural problem solvers. That's sort of a classic feature of the primate brain in particular. So I think true crime is this incredibly intricate series of events that don't always have obvious links.
It also scares us.
It taps into that same just world theory that if I can understand more about what happened to this victim, if she was doing something that she shouldn't have been doing, if she maybe wasn't the best person, maybe then I'll feel better that that can't happen to me. Some of the details of the crime, I think, appeal to sort of othering the person or fall into that just world theory, different ways that we're trying to manage our anxiety about our own vulnerability.
So there you have it. There's much more to our fascination with true crime stories than enjoying bingeable Netflix shows. It goes into the heart of what makes us human.